We are back in the elaborate recording studio for the Tough Men of Faith. I am joined by the one and only Nick Robertson.
What's up, RT?
I'm doing great.
Are you?
Yeah.
Been a good day.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you hang a lot of drywall or have a lot of
I
meetings?
did, yeah.
Or?
So a bunch of patch and repair work today. You know, big $1 million house, multi-million dollar house. And
Yeah. Is that the house you're moving into?
It's not.
Oh,
no.
okay.
But yeah, they just keep changing their minds. So we just keep repairing the drywall.
Repair it. Show you the money.
Yep, that's
Is
it.
that it?
So that's it. Yeah. Show me the money.
I can do whatever you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
With drywall, that
It's
is.
an hourly rate, and I got you. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, that's good. I had a pretty good day as well.
good. What you been doing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
I worked. It's
Wow. Man, pastor's work just sounds
Well,
like fun on a Monday.
we're recording it on a Monday. Mondays are just like kind of a drag because
Okay.
if you think of a pastor's schedule,
Yeah, you probably went crazy on Sunday, right?
you have
know,
Sunday.
You're
It's
probably
like
on fire on Sunday.
I
Probably
am.
drank a bunch of monsters. Probably gave a BA sermon, like,
I
just,
did.
just really nailed it down. And
Yesterday
drove
was
it home.
it was Sunday, and I did have probably my first full Monster I've ever had. Energy
Really?
drinks. I drink water and coffee.
Oh, gotcha.
Yesterday I went and got someone else a Monster because they were tired. And right before church, I ran to the gas station.
Yeah.
Guys like they're 2 for $5. I guess
You're
I'll
like,
try
I can
one.
hear colors.
But then like Sundays, like you always gotta get ready for them. So Mondays, you're always like, man,
Right?
you're kind of dead because you work Saturday, Sunday, all the build up to Sunday.
Yeah.
A lot of guys take Monday off that are pastors.
Okay.
But then a few years ago, I had this pastor recommend, he's like, why do you want to take Monday off? He goes, you're dead tired. You're
Yeah.
always kind of down a little bit on Monday anyways. He's like, why do you want to waste that day as your day
Yeah,
off for the week?
right.
So I take Fridays as my day off.
Genius.
So
Huh.
I try to get everything ready by Thursday for Sunday. And then Saturday's a big like meeting and visiting people day,
Okay.
which is always exciting. And Sunday's the big day of the
Yeah,
week for
the big
me.
day.
And then Monday, it's like
We should golf on Fridays.
Fridays is,
We should do that doctor, dentist schedule where we
Is
do
that how it
4
works?
days a week and then golf on Fridays.
yeah. Well, let's figure it out.
I know a dentist. That's what his schedule is.
Is it?
Yeah. So,
Well, here's what we're talking about today.
all right, what you got?
Actually, I didn't tell you this. The reason I came up with this episode
Great,
based
here we
off
go.
something from you the other day.
Okay. I
I
like
think-
where this is going.
I think we talked about it on the podcast about your grapevines.
Oh, yeah.
Relocating them.
Yeah.
So you sent me a text like, hey, I don't know if you asked. Yeah, I think you asked. You're like, I got to relocate these grapevines.
Right.
Got to dig them up and things.
Yeah.
I said, hey, do you need any help? No, you didn't even ask. I said, do you need help?
Yeah, you said you need help.
And you're like, yeah, I could use some
Yeah.
help, which come find out you didn't need help pulling those post
yeah,
outs. You
for
weren't
sure.
strong enough to do it yourself, and I had to do it.
Exactly
Even after you called me fun size last week.
right.
so-
Tough man.
So, and we spent an afternoon.
Yeah.
It was a Friday.
It was actually a really good time.
Had a blast, like
Yeah.
doing stuff, and is able to help you. So I left there, like when I left your house that
Yeah.
Friday evening, early evening. I felt good because I enjoy doing stuff like
You didn't
that.
get eaten by my dog.
I didn't get eaten by your dog.
So
I
that's
kept
good.
thinking that German Shepherd's going to bite my hand off. And then I also felt good that I was able to help you out.
Yeah.
Which I knew was something you did. And then this summer when we're sitting around
Right.
and I'm feeding myself grapes, sitting in your hot tub,
Yep. I can't wait.
I'll be like, I did this.
Yeah.
Right? I was part of this.
Yeah.
No, but it made me think that I love helping like buddies out.
Right.
I love it when they ask for help.
Me too.
So even if it's just doing something like, hey, I've got this roof to put on.
Well,
or
that's the
just
hard part.
something to
is,
clean up.
Like, you always tell your buddies or your friends or whoever, holler if you need a hand. Just let me know, and I'll gladly come over and give you a hand. And they never call.
But let me ask you.
Yeah.
Do you call?
So lately, I've been making it a point to call.
I've noticed you're doing better at that.
I am.
Yeah, you do. And I'm saying this as a compliment. Like, I think it's a strength of yours that there's been a few things you've asked me about, like
Yeah.
helping or different stuff. And
Oh, yeah.
I love doing
Yep.
it. Right?
And I'll even reach out and say, hey, man, look, I just need another opinion here. Like,
Yeah.
somebody that's just a straight shooter, a good thinker, and, maybe somebody that thinks outside the box a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
and you always just come in clutch and just help me out. So,
Yeah. Well, let me tell you where I don't come in clutch. I'm the opposite of that.
helping people move.
I like helping people move.
I know.
I don't move when I'm out gone for a few
Yeah,
weeks.
doing
or something.
army stuff.
But I am awful at asking for help.
Okay.
Like, I can think of times in my life, even the last few years, where I've been.
Yep.
I moved a refrigerator the other day by myself.
You moved your house by yourself.
I did move my house by myself, pretty well everything.
Yeah.
And I remember getting the refrigerator out of the back of my truck.
Probably just put it on your back and just carried it on in, didn't you?
Yeah. And I was thinking, man, this is dumb, right? It's like, but I didn't ask for help.
Yeah.
And it's like,
RT Goliath Stringer.
which, nope.
Nope.
But it was my pride and some other things that got in the way, right? So
Yeah.
why do you think guys don't ask for help?
We don't want to be labeled as sissies. That's why I don't ask for help. That's why I didn't ask for help. I'm okay with being a sissy.
So maybe
now.
like, you think you can do it all yourself?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. I wouldn't take on something that I need help with.
I think that's part of it. Like mine also, I would say this is like a bigger one of the reasons. Like I don't want to inconvenience others.
Right.
There's probably some deeper things there and why I don't, but some of it is like on the surface level. Like Nick's
Maybe-
busy, he has a lot going on.
Yeah, maybe I just don't want them to ask me for help when they need something. Like I want it to be a one-way street.
Maybe, but I don't think that's true for most guys. Because you, like, if I asked you for help for something this week, you'd be happy to come do it, and I'm the same.
Yep, I'd figure it out. I'd be there.
Yeah.
So.
And then maybe we think we're the only one that has that problem, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Depending on what it is.
Yeah,
like,
for
I
sure.
mean, last week we talked about pornography. Like, why don't you ask guys for help? Well, I'm probably the only one struggling with this. No, like most guys are struggling with this or have at some point.
I mean, you get percentages, right? 30, 35% of guys.
Yeah, it's a lot higher than that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just guys that admitted to it. I mean, imagine the rest of them.
Yeah. Or maybe it's how we don't want people to view us a certain way. Like, man, that RT's always asking for help.
Right. Well, and just thinking about what, the image that I portray to other people. What's that look like? And what do people see? Do they see a guy that's always asking for help, or do they see a guy that can just, go out and handle things on his own?
Yeah. Or you may be concerned how they'll respond, right? What if I ask you for help and you're like, nope, not doing that.
Not helping you today.
And no guy likes rejection. And in some ways that's a sense or a source of rejection.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So even if you're like, no, I can't help you today, I'm flying to the Keys to go fishing. I'm like, that Nick never wants to help me with anything.
Right, yeah. I wish I was going to the Keys to go fishing.
Right.
Yeah. Sailfish are running right now. I saw that the other day.
The sail fishing?
Yeah.
Didn't we say we're going to go down there for that?
Okay, let's go.
No, we talked about that when we were down there fishing.
Yeah.
What did we catch that were jumping out of the water? Those great big colorful ones.
We caught mahi.
Mahi, that's what it was. Remember? We were getting ready to go back in, and all of a sudden the captain saw some.
Dude, he jumped from the tower.
Dude was amazing.
He was.
Jumped from the tower, came down.
I watched a video the other day. Hold on. Then we'll get back on topic. But I watched a video the other day. This guy, he was catching a sailfish, and it pulled the pole out of his hand. And the other captain, or the first mate, jumps in the water and grabs the pole and gets it back up on board. And they end up catching the fish.
Would you jump in?
I don't know, man. I've seen some of the animals that come out of the ocean. I mean, I'm good with going out shoulder deep.
Yeah.
But when you're 100 foot of water, I mean, bigger fish in there than me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm afraid I would jump in, but I can barely swim.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if I go in after, you better throw a.
Yeah, I'm an expert swimmer, so I'll come get you.
Are you really?
Oh yeah. I should have went to the Coast Guard, but they couldn't handle me.
Where are we going? Asking for help.
Yeah.
I mean, fishing was a time for me asking for help because that's the first time I've ever went deep sea fishing like that.
Yeah.
And we're pulling in some of those monsters and stuff those things have teeth. I don't want to take that hook out of that mouth.
They had teeth. I mean,
getting the first mate to help on this one.
Yeah. Well, I know you're biggest fear in the world, what, Japanese man of war or jellyfish?
Jellyfish, just jellyfish, yeah.
And I remember swimming with jellyfish down there.
We did.
Crazy. So anyway.
Yeah.
Tough man.
As long as you keep me in the Midwest, in the woods.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the easiest place. There's not a lot of poisonous snakes.
Not much that can kill you in Indiana. In
not
the woods.
Much. Yeah.
Anyway, let's go
fishing
fishing again. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely fishing again.
Can you help me save some money so we can go fishing again?
You just need to make more money.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but I was saying I don't think we want to face maybe the truth about who we are. Sometimes we don't ask for help.
Yeah.
I'm really not capable of doing this myself.
I think that's just it right there. Is we don't want to face that we can't do something on our own. Mm-hmm. I think as men, we're almost bred and ingrained in us to be able to handle things and figure it out on your own, or make enough that you can pay somebody to do it.
Either way, it's your pride, right? I'm going to take care of this myself. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to pay for it, or I'm going to figure it out. I don't need anyone else.
Right.
It's kind of the American way, though. It's pull myself up by the bootstraps. I don't need you.
Right. I can figure this out.
Yeah.
I think it's another thing for cheap people. And I only say this because I'm kind of cheap. I hate to pay somebody to do something that I think I can do myself, or I hate to ask for somebody for help for something that I think that I can do.
I have a confession.
Kind of hard being cheap. What's your confession?
I should have asked you for help for a drywall job the other day.
Really?
I think I mentioned that I put a hole in the wall.
Oh yeah, you did.
In the
garage.
garage.
Your daughters run your head through the wall or something? Yeah. Pile drive you.
Actually, this was stupid. It was. This whole thing was my fault. I should have asked you for help because we talked about drywall.
You and the wife practicing wrestling moves?
No, man. This was in the garage.
I got you.
My gym in the garage.
Okay.
I took some bike racks down, and so I was going to you know how the paper comes out of the drywall a little bit?
Oh yeah.
So I pulled it, but it's still there a little bit, and I was going to put
So
the
you
mud
just kept
over it.
pulling it, didn't you?
No,
Oh.
like sometimes you can take a hammer and just dent it in a little bit,
Yeah.
right? And then you put mud over it,
Right.
and then you scrape it out, and it looks good.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, you're going to be real disappointed at me. So
I'm
I did
already
that.
a little bit disappointed.
I did that on a few of them. I took my hammer and was just tapping it.
Yeah.
And getting it in. I put a little mud, and it didn't do enough.
And you sent the hammer through it.
I hit it again,
Yeah.
and I don't have like a middle speed.
Okay.
So I just put the hammer plumb through it. So then I thought the hole was probably about 1.5 inches diameter.
Okay.
I didn't have any tape with me, like the drywall tape.
Okay.
So I thought,
Just cram it full of newspaper?
I tried putting mud on it, and it kept going
Yeah, it just
out.
kept falling
So
in.
then I had some, it'd be like a cardboard box from some
Yeah.
Amazon delivery. So I tried to cut a little circle piece and put it on there. And then I put mud over it.
Yeah.
And it started falling out. And I just put more mud.
Yeah.
And finally it stayed. And I thought it was going to be good. Then there's just a little bit of a crack. And then again, you're probably supposed to wait a day or two before sanding it.
Oh, yeah.
I just put a fan on the sucker for about 3 hours.
There you go. Hair dryer.
I should use a hairdryer.
You know,
And then,
like guys like me, like I don't need my hair dryer in my house
That's
anymore,
true.
so I just take it to work with me. And,
so then I sand it down,
Yeah.
and there's still it still looked like crap.
right.
Right. So there's like this crack in it and stuff. I'm like, well, maybe when I paint it, it'll look better.
Yeah.
So then I just paint the sucker.
But it'd be fun.
No, it's not fine.
Really?
It looks bad. I should have
right.
called you for help.
You
Next
should've.
time you come over, you'll see it.
Well, next time I come over, I'll bring some stuff and we'll fix it.
That or I'm just going to get a big tough men of faith like canvas
Stick
something
sticker over it.
put over it
Yeah.
in the garage.
Nice.
But it was one of those things. Like it was a Friday morning.
Did
I
you
was
used
like,
to be a drywall guy?
that's been a few years.
Okay.
And
yeah,
I wasn't
got you.
known for my finish work.
I got you. Okay.
I could hang it. Let the finishers deal with the big cracks.
I just taught a high school class the other day on drywall.
Really?
Yep. A friend of mine called me and said that his kids go to like a vocational class, and he's in the construction business, but he's like, I'm just not that great at drywall. He said, "You're my drywall guy. Do you
Yeah.
mind coming and teaching a class for an hour or two?" So I went out way up northern Indiana, taught this class, and it was actually cool because a handful of kids were really engaged. So they made like this 8x8 bathroom. They framed it, they plumbed it, they electrified it. They did everything, and they just needed a drywall guy. So they were trying to learn how to do that. So I went up there and hung, 5
Yeah.
or 6 sheets and let the kids do it, and let the kids use the router, like the cutout tool, and let them use the screw gun, and we had a really good time.
Yeah, that's probably pretty rewarding. To
It
teach
was,
that.
yeah. It was a lot of fun, and the kids were engaged and asking questions, and they were enjoying it and having a good time with it, and we had a really good time.
All right. We should probably jump back to this.
Never thought of myself
Are we running
as
out
like
of
the
time?
teacher. No, we're good.
You're a
got
good
plenty of
teacher.
time. Yeah, we got plenty
Okay,
of
we
time.
got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I think you're a good teacher.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
I think you'd be good at that.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to do it.
Okay,
But
okay.
thanks.
All right, so here's where I want to go for
Yeah.
a couple things, like a couple ways that can help men with asking for help.
Yeah.
I want to run by you. So one is, I think we need to realize that asking for help is how God designed us. That He didn't design us to be alone. That God, like in my mind, when I read Scripture, God created you to ask for help.
Yeah.
So that's the reason He creates Adam.
Well, God created other people
Yeah.
that are there for you when you need help.
Yeah. So when He created Adam, like He's like, hey, you need someone to help you.
Right.
Right,
You
so
need
he-
a woman.
Yeah, it gave him Eve. And so I
Yeah.
think that just shows like humankind that you aren't created to be self-sufficient,
Yeah.
which means that once you realize that asking for help isn't a sign of like being a loser or being a sign that you're failing in life.
Or a sissy.
Or sissy is how
Yeah.
you say. Yeah, I was trying to think what you use.
Yeah.
Asking for help isn't the sign of that. Rather, asking for help is a sign of the way God designed you.
Well, it's kind of a sign of strength, really, when you think about
Yeah.
it. Because you're kind of getting out of your own way a little bit. And, you're asking somebody else to kind
Yeah.
of help give some of themselves to your cause, which actually, that takes more than, that's kind of just the opposite.
Yeah.
It takes more strength to ask somebody to help, to help donate to your cause.
Yeah, it's true. I've still thinking on that Adam and Eve thing. Think about this. When
Yeah.
God created Adam, Adam had everything he needed, right? He had food,
Yeah.
water, the animals.
Everything he needed.
Wait a minute. He had most things. Right?
There's a couple other things that he could, not live without.
That's okay.
Anyway.
He created fellowship with him, with God's presence, but
Yeah.
then before God said things were complete, He said, "You need someone else."
Yeah.
Right.
God's tired of doing it. Adam
Adam
you need,
said,
you need somebody else to
You
talk
need
to.
someone else to talk to. I don't know if God gets tired of talking to you. I'm pretty sure He doesn't.
Just kidding.
But I think that means that it shows us that when we ask for help from someone, it's not something we should fear or something we should think,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm a failure for
Right.
asking." That God
Yeah,
designed
so it's
you
not a
that way.
weakness. It's really a strength to be able to ask for help.
Yeah,
Oh.
so it's how you're designed as a human is
Yep.
to ask for help, not to alone. The second thing that I think we see as as tough men of faith or Christians, right, is that asking for help also, you're blessing those in your community.
Right.
So when you asked me to come help you
Yep.
with that, I had a great afternoon
Right.
that I wouldn't have had otherwise.
Right. I
but
agree.
hanging out with you, building something, having fun, being able to help a buddy out.
Yep.
It was a blessing to me to be able to do that. Now, I know it's a blessing to you because you're going to have all these grapes now and be making communion grape juice.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Or wine, depending on the denomination that you sell to.
Yeah, it's all for sale. So, you know.
You're going to be doing that. And you're like, man, I'm glad RT helped me. But then for me, it's like, man, I'm glad I was able to be a blessing to Nick.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it.
Right.
Now he owes me one. No, just kidding. But it's,
he definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about that comment?
No, I really like it. I think you're right. It's a blessing to other people for you to ask them to help you. And there's just so much there. I mean, there's so much camaraderie, and we've talked about this a dozen times now since the day that we did it, and we had a good time the day that we did it. But it keeps coming up in conversation, and the camaraderie there, and us being able to help each other and learn from each other, and I mean, it was really a good time. So.
Yeah, there's a scripture, Galatians 6:2. It says to bear one another's burdens.
Yeah.
And so fulfill the law of Christ. And so I was thinking about that earlier this afternoon. It's like, if we're commanded to bear one another's burdens, that means I must let you know my burdens.
Right.
There's sometimes I can see your burden about something or know something's happening. Right? When your dad passed away, I knew that this is a burden for Nick. I need to go be there for him.
Yeah.
So some things are very obvious like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's a lot of burdens that you have that I would never know unless you tell me.
Yep.
And so if we're going to fulfill Galatians chapter 6 to bear one another's burdens, it's on you to tell me you have a burden.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right? I mean, not all the time. Some things I just need to be intuitive enough to see that you have it.
But you need to find a friend too, or somebody that you can call and say, hey, look, I got an issue and I need a hand with it. And I've got several of those friends that, I got some friends I don't hear from on a regular basis, but they call me when they have an issue and, hey man, look, I just need to vent. I need to talk to somebody. I need to.
Yeah, but then you're letting me. So if you call me about a burden you have, that I can share with you, you're letting me serve God through helping you.
Exactly.
Because if God tells me to bear burdens of my brothers and sisters in Christ, when you call me up, it's like, man, I'm struggling with this. What are you thinking? Can you just be a listening ear? Can you give some advice? Can you come help me with this? You're allowing me to do what Jesus commanded me to do.
Right.
So it's a blessing to me as well.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
So I think that's a way we've got to look at asking for help is, are you taking a blessing away from someone else by not asking them?
Yeah.
And then the second part of that is like, hey, you're designed to have others help you in life, to not do it alone. So, which I'm preaching to myself.
Oh yeah, we're stepping on our own toes here, but at the same time, I mean, this is good. This is but maybe it's good that we're just talking through it. Just you and I, but
probably because
you can call other people at the same time.
You can call me out about it now, like when I don't ask for help. Like, hey, remember when we did that podcast?
Right.
And
remember Galatians 6:2?
Galatians 6:2. Yeah, let me bear a burden of yours. Yeah, this has been helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've talked a lot about like having battle buddies, having the right friends, having your circle of friends.
I got a really good idea.
What is it?
Let's get you a sticker that says Galatians 6:2 and stick it over your crappy drywall patch. What do you think?
I should probably put Galatians 6:2 on my home screen of my phone or something.
I'm thinking like a big decal, like a big wall sticker in your home gym workout room. That way, like when you're trying to bear the burden of 220 pounds, I don't know what you lift, but I'm guessing that's about it.
Oh man!
But when when you're bearing that burden, you can let your buddy come in Galatians 6:2 and help spot you. Pick it up the rest of the way for you.
So when I'm bench pressing, what'd you say, 220 pounds?
I don't know. I don't know what you do. I mean, you're probably pretty tough.
I'm not very tough, but
okay.
I think I could do 220. But
yeah.
Producers over there telling you to promote something.
Yeah, it's the stickers, man. We've had some people that's been sharing the episodes, and they're supposed to reach out if you can, and if you share the episode, please reach out to producer Blake. Just send him an email, send a Tough Man of Faith, a Facebook message or what have you, and with your information and that you shared it. That way we can get the bumper stickers out.
Bumper stickers. Then you're going to work on getting these fancy shirts.
Yeah, I'm working on getting some
on.
shirts. I like the olive shirt.
Yeah, it's a good color. It matches your Hydro Flask.
It does.
Yeah. All right.
Well, blend in.
Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you share the episode on social media, or if you have a buddy or something who's never asking for help.
Yeah, help
send it to them, right?
Like you said, Galatians 6:2.
Galatians 6:2, bear one another's burdens. So, all right, well, you guys have a good week.
Right on, brother. See you later.